thrifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me.
I've got to let go. I've got to let go.
Welcome! You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. The holidays are a special time when we've been good and considerate and conservative throughout most of the year, at least with what we ate, which is the majority focus of this week. It's nice to let our deepest desires jingle out and finally have a slice of chocolate cake to pair alongside that eggnog. And beyond food, it's also a great time to indulge in our deepest fantasies, real and make-believe. None of them R-rated, at least around here, and all of them swoon-worthy. So let me make an indulgent proposal to you, and this one is oh so unindecent. We're exploring life's sweetest and simplest indulgences, proposals that you will be saying yes to time and time again. That is, if you indulge responsibly. In the first of 3 cookbooks I'm reviewing this week, we begin with a girl who knows how to take life indulgently, one dish at a time, which oddly enough is the name of one of 3 of Valerie Bertinelli's cookbooks. The other 2 being Valerie's Home Cooking, based upon her 2-time Emmy Award-winning food network show of the same name, and what we have for you right now, Indulge. Delicious and Decadent Dishes to enjoy and share. Picked up from a new used bookstore I found in New York City. Book Off. Originally priced at $7, they put it on clearance for $2. Man, they're not playing around. This is a Harvest publication with recipes divided up into the usual suspects: breakfast, sandwiches, snacks and apps, salads, cheese and charcuterie, however you pronounce it, just don't call it girl dinner, please. Bread, soups, vegetables, chicken, meat, potatoes, seafood, pasta, dessert, jams, spreads and honeys, condiment dressings and sauces. And in between, we have several heartfelt essays about how food connects to our emotional well-being, like eating dinner for one and having that be not all a bad experience, and how savoring your offspring's wedding can make those saltwater tears of yours taste all the more sweeter. Let's cook, let's eat, let's indulge, and without delay, we get started with a classic Eggs Benedict. This dish is the dish that her former husband, the late Eddie Van Halen, used to call Eggy Betty. Valerie decided against it because Eggy Betty is a bit kid-like and not all that indulgent sounding. You just don't do a classic one like that. Either way, this will take you 25 minutes to prep, 10 minutes to cook, and will serve 4. These are the stats going for every recipe in here, and of course, all the times and servings do vary. But it's nice to have a good sounding board and a good format to start. Anyway, we move on to Cuban sandwiches with slow cooker pulled pork. So yeah, this is a sandwich that does take some time. This will take you 30 minutes to prep and 6.5 hours to do in the slow cooker, at least for the pulled pork, mostly unattended. Which is why slow cookers remain such a hot holiday gift. This makes 4 sandwiches. Love at first bite, especially if you've seen Jon Favreau's work in the movie Chef. Bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers. These poppers are never not popping at any holiday or game day snack table. Why not indulge in them? 25 minutes to prep, 20 minutes to cook, making 16 wildly delicious poppers that you ought to try. The bacon alone? Do I need to tell you that that does it for me? Anyway, we moved on to a Beverly Hills chopped salad, which will take you 15 minutes to prep and serve 6 to 8. It's based upon the fabled chopped salad at La Scala restaurant in, where else? Beverly Hills. Similar to a sub sandwich with the likes of lettuce, romaine, dry salami, tomatoes, mozzarella, all being used in this salad. You can even eat it with a spoon, so that all the ingredients be chopped correctly. By the way, this doesn't give you a primer on how to chop or mince or prep any of the ingredients beforehand, nor does it provide you a shopping list or an equipment list at the beginning. This cookbook assumes you have all that down pat from jump. Next, a charcuterie how-to. This is for the cheese and charcuterie chapter, which isn't really a chapter, but something in between. So really, this is a guideline to create your very own cheese and charcuterie board, following these 4 categories. Nowadays, they call it a gobble dinner, so consider this your char-cute, meet cute, or a charcuterie, or for short, a char-cute. And if I'm not the first person to pronounce it like that, I might not be dating a lot of influencers. Nor do I want to. Jeez. Here we have Nani's Questia. It's actually an Italian classic bread that's been handed down from generations of Bertinellis, beginning with Valerie's grandmother, and passing down to you, hopefully. This has onions scattered all around the bread for flavor, and because it makes it look pretty. Here we have a quick turkey and butternut squash soup. We're still in fall, so turkey and butternut squash don't put this completely out of place. This will take you half an hour to do and serve 8, and definitely is rustic and warm looking, and individually sized. We have here charred asparagus. If there was ever a way to get your kids to eat asparagus, char it up. It could make a world of difference. By the way, even though it has no bearing on this particular matter, asparagus is actually an aphrodisiac by way of how you handle it. You know the pointy ends at top? They can remind girls of how well endowed you are. And I'll leave it at that. So make sure you spice it up. We have here chicken breasts with tomato prosecco sauce, the indulgent part of this recipe coming from those sweet cherry tomatoes, and yes, the prosecco wine. So prepare this responsibly, yeah? We have here pork chops and cabbage and apple. Again, we're still technically in fall, so the addition of apples here doesn't put this completely out of place. It's like a leveled up Brady Bunch inspired classic. I haven't had pork chops in so long, I'm itching to try them out in some way someday. We have here crispy Parmesan potatoes, inspired by TikTok. TikTok inspired Valerie Bertinelli adapted. Maybe PCS improved. Approved, really, but who can improve on crispy Parmesan spreads? Anyway, we have here Calabrian chili shrimp on toast. Shrimp on toast, a restaurant classic, made simple and summery with the addition of avocado and a tangy vinaigrette, which you can find on page 328. Here we have a 4-cheese baked ziti. Go ahead, indulge in this classic baked pasta dish. If you don't want to go through all the effort of making a lasagna from scratch, this gives you all the comfort and less of the effort. However, on the next page over, if you're interested, there's a lazy no-bake lasagna that also gives you the same flavor profiles, but not really much of the same appearance because this actually uses farfalle pasta or malfaldine corti, as it's referred to, instead of the usual lasagna noodles. In any event, this is inspired by Rachel Way, so I just had to mention this. And the sweetest indulgence of all, for me at least, PB&J cups. Valerie went through a stage when she was fixated on Reese's peanut butter cups. For me, that stage is evermore. I love Reese's. Hopefully you do too. But if you want to make them homemade and level them up with jelly for a childhood classic, that's what you should do. Now, this isn't so much a supermarket shopping list, although it does tell you to indulge in real butter and the freshest fruits and vegetables. This is really an aspirational, indulgent shopping list, such as indulging in laughter, travel, kindness, generosity, spirit, faith, love, music, the stars, the moon, silence, a good book, especially a good cookbook, your heartbeat, a smile, and gratitude. Speaking of indulging in gratitude, in the special ingredients page, aka the acknowledgement, the one acknowledgement I definitely want to indulge in is the acknowledgement for the reader, the fans, right here. And Valerie, it's about time. Really, what you should be indulging in is this. Indulging in the sizzle of those pots and pans on your stove tops. Indulging in all the chopping, mincing, and slicing sounds. Indulging in all the moments in between your meal prep and cooking that really cement your relationship between you and your stove. To allow oneself to enjoy the pleasure of cooking and, most importantly, eating and sharing your finished products. This retails for $35 in the US and $43.50 in Canada. And really, Valerie, for your first time out, and your third time technically out in the cookbook arena, you hit it out of the park. A perfect 5 out of 5, the maximum. If you haven't yet donated your bell-bottom pants to the Smithsonian collection, you might want to loosen the notches on their belt. It's worth it. That's how we indulge with Valerie Bertinelli. Here's what's on tap for Tuesday. So now, here comes our panel of experts who have years of expertise on doing their birthdays one, and yet, oh so right. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.